Hi, Roseline. Like I said, my name is Sam.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, and we're here to record your journey and to also speak with you about your growth and to also how you're doing as a person and what's going on with you in Canada there. And the first thing we want to ask you about is first, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. I'm doing very well.
Oh, nice. I'm very happy to hear that. And basically, what do you like the most about playing what do you like? As if you ask Nana, if you wake you up in the middle of the what do you like tennis? What do you like about playing tennis? What would that be?
Yeah, I like a lot of things like when I am having fun on the court. When I when I'm playing with my friends, I'm having fun doing my racket and speed very well.
Oh, that's nice. So you see it as a fun sport first before it become like an hobby to catch your fun while doing it, basically, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. And who is your favorite tennis player and why? Why? Who?
My favorite tennis player is Coco Girl, and because she's a strong woman, and me, so I want to grow up and become a strong woman like her.
Wow, that's very nice. Normally, the cliche answer is always, "Oh, I like Serena and everything," but coming to the new generation to like someone more synonymous to energy and strength, that's very wonderful. And can you tell us about your favorite match or practice session?
Yeah,
Favorite match, if I may
my
ask.
favorite match is the under 14 girls final when I played in Lagos Lawn Tennis Club.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
played against Mofifu Atidola and she was leading me 8-6 tiebreak. She only had 2 points to win the whole match and I had 4 points to win the whole match too. I did my racket speed and I did played 4 very good shots with no reply. So that's why I won the other 14 girls match.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a special that's a special story you just gave now. Coming 2 points down to win four up. That's very great then. So what's your secret of eating such great shots during the just concluded Lagos school championship, like you just said now? What was it? What made it so unique? How did you
It's not really a secret. It's just a little technique my coach taught me, which is the racket and speed.
wow. So apparently you adhere to what your coach taught you, you remembered and you made use of all those techniques he taught you, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's perfect then. And like initially, I wanted to ask, what are the things you do before you go on the court? What are the things you always do? Like some people will say, "Oh, I have to
Yeah,
pray." Some people say, "I have to eat." But for you, Roslyn, what are the things you do before you go on the court?
yeah. I usually practice with my coach and my friends, Coach KK, or you can call him Coach K.
Okay, Coach K. Hi, Coach K. Thank you for everything. She's giving you a shout out here anyway. So your rituals is you practice before you go on court. Like on the day of the match, what are the things you do? Let's say an hour before the match. What do you do basically? What are the special things you think? Or it might not be special, like you said, but what are the things you always engage in?
Okay, it's not actually a ritual. I just play with my coach maybe 20 or 30 minutes and I get ready for the match I'm going to play.
Wow, that's so amazing then. And so you've already said a lot about your coach. So who helps you practice and support you the most in this tennis journey?
Yeah, yes,
What
yes.
is
His
your coach,
name,
right? Okay.
and yeah, there's so many people like that are actually for the name, Duale, Success, Joel, and Yaya.
Oh, that's perfect
Yeah,
then.
Haya.
Shout out to all of them. Thank you for supporting your girl Roslyn, Wale, and everybody. And I think your dad too and your parents too, they play a major part, I guess, in this whole
Yes, sir.
story.
Yes, sir, they did.
Okay.
You guys, thank you for supporting me to this level I'm in now. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And what's the most fun thing about being on the tennis courts? What are the things you enjoy? Like I asked earlier, you said it was the ability to express yourself and everything. Well, now what's the most fun thing? Like when you're playing, what are the things you enjoy while playing on the court?
Yes. The thing I enjoy is when um playing very good tennis with my coach. I enjoy when I'm playing with my coach when we don't have issues at all
Oh, perfect.
playing.
Okay. So now let's talk about your aspiration, your dreams. Is there a specific tournament or event you dream of playing in one day? You know, everybody have their own aspiration.
Yeah, that yes, there are actually four tournaments I wish to play, like Wimbledon, US Open, Australia Open, and French Open.
Wow, those are massive dreams. On the clay court, on the grass court, everything, I guess. Well, eh,
Yes, sir.
you've started on the journey, and we believe through hard work, dedication, you will get there very soon. And you know,
Yes, sir.
obviously,
Thank you, sir.
yeah. And can you share a time you faced a very tough opponent, like you said? Is should I assume that the under 14 tournament was your toughest of opponents, or could you share
Yes.
tough opponents you
No, yeah, there's another person. Her name is Kwange, Manuela Kwange.
wow. Where was that? What tournament was that?
This year, Alaji Isa.
Elijah Isa tournament. Oh, okay. So what
Yes,
made
sir.
her very difficult to face? And what did you learn from it? Or from the match, basically? Hello?
Yeah, I learned that it's not about it's all about playing well, but at the end I won the match.
Oh, that's great. And what's your favorite thing to do off the tennis court? What's your favorite thing you do outside tennis? Now we're talking about
Yeah,
life and death.
yes, I enjoy watching TV
Wow.
and play with my friends.
Oh, that's nice. So now let's talk about a little bit about Canada now. You're in Canada for a trial, I think. How has it been there?
Yeah,
How has it
yeah,
been?
that would be an answer from my dad. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And,
Okay, Daddy, is it there?
yeah, it's here.
Okay, sir.
What's the question?
So how has it been
I
there?
said,
How's the weather, the
Canada.
cultural shock, everything, the changes and everything? How's it been?
Well,
That's your fish
there's
here.
so many there's so many angles to this. It's a special trip, um, especially coming to an academy like the one she is, a special one. The weather is one big, it's one big one for us. We never expected. I thought maybe the usual cold in Nigeria was something um serious, but this is not compared to anything like what I've seen in Nigeria. Maybe a little bit in Jaws, but not. This is something else. So for her, she underestimated it initially. She wanted to just come and say, how bad can it be? She ran back into the house. When she realized that the code was something else, it was really really hitting her. So well, so far so good. We are getting. Somebody told me that you don't get used to cold. Yeah, well, you're just blending into it. You can't get used to it because it's really, really crazy here. Really
Oh,
crazy.
okay. I have a couple of my siblings in Canada, and I think visiting there, especially the time you are in now, this is
Yes.
entrance to the cold
Yeah.
period. Winter is just starting.
Yeah.
It's like they've entered the cold,
Yeah.
say. This is just a rehearsal. By the time you
I'm
get it
telling you,
3 weeks from
that's
now,
what we are told.
come on,
That's
it's
what we are told.
extremely intense. But any which ways, I think with time, she would
Yeah.
get agility, and I know that
Yeah.
the change of climate would obviously have a bit of toll on her training capacity and all that. And I believe,
Yes. 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 I noticed that. But the amazing thing about the facility, I must confess, is is the indoor facility that the whole court is. Every court they have 12 indoor courts.
well,
So they don't have any single outdoor court. So everything is indoor. So you come in, the moment you step into the court, the arena, the whole cold is gone because everywhere is properly
Good.
heated.
Yeah.
So you don't have issues. So you just blend in, and so far so good. She's been doing well. So far so good.
That's great. We hope to hear good news after this, and
Yeah.
we're praying for her here, and we're also monitoring her growth as we told her earlier. And do you mind sharing how you came about this trial, if possible, if you intend, if you mind, do you mind sharing?
Oh, that's easy. It's not a secret anymore because from the very first time we started tennis with her, because I actually have a sister that played tennis in the past. So lots of the mistakes we made, I tried to make sure I correct it with her. So this trip, it wasn't what we were expecting. It wasn't part of our plans at all. We had a small understanding with Moratoglu, the guy, the tennis coach in France.
Okay.
We have one in Czech Republic. We have um, the US arrangement with the clothing company that kits her. We a couple of others too in Europe and in the America. Nothing in Canada. We were not even planning. Canada was not supposed to be part of the trip. It was not supposed to be any trip at all. Because I look at Canada as one country I would love to be in, but never thinking it was going to be just immediate. So all our plans were get towards participating in tournaments in Europe and honoring the kids company call to play in a tournament called the Little More. It's actually quite big for tennis players of our age in the US. So we were invited last year. We couldn't go because of the appointment issue, so we decided to suspend it. They told us it's still open anytime we are ready. So it was we were ongoing like that until the time when we got keep getting likes from different organizations like this academy. So we opened a communication with them after they reached out to us. And after numerous communication, they now told us that they would like to see her. It's okay. So how's that going to happen? And we were told that Coach Sam, that is Felix Auger's father, was going to be in Togo and Cote d'Ivoire in February. So we traveled on the eve. It was a short but very important appointment to honor. So it was a rush. We had to go by road to Cote d'Ivoire. It was in the middle of the cashless period where cash was
Wow.
it was very tough to get. Where cash was tough to get.
Yeah.
So a lot of you know how that period is for those who are in Nigeria at that time. So struggling to find cash that you change into another currency, transferring funds from bank to bank was it was a nightmare. And we had to travel on the eve of the presidential election. We traveled on 20.
Wow.
Yeah, so we traveled on the eve of the election. Actually, we had the border when the border was closed.
Wow.
So it was a long 2 day journey from Lagos to Cote d'Ivoire, which was the initial journey. So we never thought we were going to go to Togo, but we thought maybe one of these trips would have been enough. So when we got to Cote d'Ivoire, we didn't meet them at the club where they were supposed to be. So they told us there's somewhere else that they'll be there shortly. Okay, no problem. So we waited. So when they finally saw her, they had some sessions with her. They took us to other clubs around Abidjan. So after the following the next day, we were done. So just 2 days in Cote d'Ivoire. We thought maybe yeah, I wasn't impressed because I felt maybe they didn't see enough. So Then later, after a while, they called me and told me if it was possible for me to stop buying Togo on my way back to Nigeria. I said, really? Okay. So we, we said, okay, that's not a very problem. We went back to our hotel, packed our things, decided to move immediately because there's no point staying a day longer since we already, yeah. So we went to Togo from Abidjan. That's we got to Lomé. We went to the national stadium there, straight to the tennis court. Then we waited. Then suddenly the driver came by, said they're looking for us to pick us to a place where we're going to stay. So, so they told us we were going to stay there for about a week.
Wow.
Okay. So I was skeptical. I said, a week. Yeah, okay. We went to the house, to the service apartment. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner was ready. So this looks like a serious matter. It wasn't what I was expecting, I must confess, because I was just expecting the visit to Togo when you're out. Maybe you impress them or not, I don't know. So it was until the day we had to go to court, the court, we met them. About 2 days later, when we got to Togo. Because they got to Togo before us and they had to go to Northern Togo. So we were training with the other players at the stadium. Every morning we come to the stadium, go back. So after when they arrived, they started training with every other person there. They introduced ourselves to they has introduced us to the other players that they invited us to this place. Actually. So training started. I thought maybe the reason why we came to Togo to continue what we didn't conclude in
Yeah.
So the we started training, making something to the match. Started with the other team, and she was not trained. She was there on the court with them. So me, I was sitting in the stand. I wondered what was going on. I felt maybe he wasn't too impressed by what he saw because to me, I don't understand French as much as I should. And I was far away from them, so I was wondering why he didn't call her on to do the same drill like others. So after the hit or the two police players drilled for some time, he now said he should stand on one side, and he now called on her. She was the youngest in all the people. There were about players of 12. Then she was 8. There were players of 12, 13, 14, 15, up until they are under 16 players. So they were all there. So after a while, he told them to stand aside and watch what she was doing. So, okay, I said, okay, watch what she was doing. Because of the gesture, I didn't understand the language. From what he was saying, that's what I presume was saying. So I he told them to watch. So they all paid attention on what she was doing, the technique. She keeps talking about this racket speed. It's actually a technique by the coach. It's a term they use when you want to hit the ball really fast without using too much energy. You understand? You hit the ball really fast without using too much energy. So you're actually using your shoulder, your body to pull your arms forward and it's
Creating
a technique.
more energy from
It
your
looks
shoulder.
simple, yeah. So it looks simple when you see her do it, but you wonder why such a small person probably have such a heavy hit. It's actually the body pulling the arm forward. So you use the shoulder and your unit, you call your unit, the middle of your body, turn it so your hands follows and so from what I got, it helps the ball move fast and she's really doing it very well. So when she started doing it, they were watching. And he told them he was explaining in French that that's what he wants them
to
be doing. So after a while, the drill continued. So it was also as if he was the only one being drilled. No, but they were doing it, teaching others, but he was using her to explain certain things
Yeah.
that he wants them to do.
Yeah.
So that was when I realized that okay, that was the reason why we came to
Togo.
Togo. So after a while, after the whole trial ended on the seventh day, they called me to the office, himself and his assistant, because the assistant is actually a person we speak to all the time. So they called me into the office and we had the chat, and they told me, and they asked me questions. I said, you can see he's developing a center in Togo. Yes, actually, then there was serious construction going on in Togo. If I would like her to be in Togo. So if I'm going to be in Togo with her, it would have been an option if it wasn't Togo, because I still see the need for her to be in the after all she has gone through in terms of developing her game. Going to Togo will be like a step down
Okay.
too far to go up. Not like Togo is not the place. I really want her to be in a place where you have players who are better than her, not
True.
players
She is better
probably.
than.
Yeah, so I, I wasn't too quick to respond. I said I was going to think about it. How to do that? He he then asked about the Canadian aspect of it. He said, or are we going to like to come to the academy if we have the invites to come? I said, yeah. I didn't even waste time because I knew it was a step up. So accepted. I accepted immediately. So here we are. A few days later, we're in Nigeria. They are back in their base, and next they asked us to send our
Passport.
travel documents information. So we did send us. So initially, we were supposed to travel on on at the end of July, before the end of July, which was immediately after school. So at that time, the embassy had not even responded. So we thought maybe it wasn't going to happen. So I was even thinking of planning for it for another period. So we forgot about it completely. Then all of a sudden, the embassy sent us a letter that we should submit our passport. So because I've not applied for Canada before, I thought maybe they just want to tell us it's not going to be possible since we keep our passport. So we submitted our passport. So I called someone. I said, no, that means they
Granted it.
issued you. Yeah. I said, oh, okay. And I checked some information on the letter they sent, and I realized, oh, this is what it means. So I, at that time, that was around August, my passport was going to expire in December, and our own was going to expire
July.
in February next year. So I said, when they say, I now called my friend who works at PPF. When they say my passport has
Was expired.
when they expire very short.
Uh,
Because my wife is going to expire, to quickly make another passport. Okay? When they say I've submitted a different passport before, so he said, no. As a matter of fact, I should make sure I get um, a longer period. It's a longer period. When they say I'm too greedy, because I don't want to appear as a greedy person trying to exploit the opportunity. You say if they have granted me visa, it has to be um, that they have accepted to give me, regardless of the number of years I can present to them. So, okay, this is my reply. Only for that to get my passport. I submitted the passport. I submitted the 10 years passport
but because she's younger, she had to submit a 5 years passport. So we did, and we were issued. I had got a 10-year visa. She got a 5 years visa.
Wow.
So we're here. It's a long story, right?
Yeah, that's very insightful, and the journey was extremely detailed, and I think most people just think, oh, she just appeared in Canada overnight. Don't know the story
No.
went behind it, or the energy and time, resources being put in place to get there. So, in conclusion, what was the next phase for Nana as we speak after this Canada whole thing? What's the next phase? What should we be expecting? What do you think the next direction is?
The plan for this trip was to be for 3 months.
Yeah.
So starting from when we got here to the end of January. But there's another thing on offer, to have her extend her stay here, start a school here, and train her for that till she become a senior player. So we are also exploring that because we have other options as well. You know, I spoke to you about. Sorry.
Yeah.
I spoke to you about the Moratoglu arrangement. I also spoke to you about the sponsors in
America.
In America.
Yeah.
So, what I thought happened, yes, I think ideal for her to create granted that opportunity.
Okay.
So this for her to create, the environment is quite clean and you know they are very everything that they do, especially the academy. The environment Quebec is French speaking and I think is calmer than the English side of Canada I've seen.
Yeah, Quebec is very.
Yeah, so I think it's an ideal place for players to develop easily. Yeah, she can, if she stays here, at least she can even go to the US to play tournaments. She can play lots of tournaments that we have here in Canada.
True.
And the same thing also applies to Europe. If she has a permit to stay here, it means she can also go to Europe to play tournaments, which is what we want, which is what is lacking in Nigeria. The back home, it's not as if there are no players. They are fun. I see sometimes I just see some players. I just, you guys just have the funds. I really wish you know what to do with your funds because it's one thing to have funds, it's another thing to invest it right. It's another thing to have the right coach. We are just fortunate that we have a great coach that many people might not take it as serious.
Number one coach.
He, for my daughter, is the number one coach for junior players in Nigeria. He has this way of blending your understanding as a human being and how he interprets the game to you. So I don't know how he does that, but he has a unique way of interpreting tactics, technique. Okay, if you Google Flying Z, her name is Zikora. She's in Sweden right now. In Sweden, the father went there to study, and she's training there for almost free.
Wow.
Whereas the Swedish players are paying in the same facility to train. That's to tell you that they are trying to take advantage of an opportunity that's available because I think from my own perspective, I think they've seen something special that is making them not refuse to accept any funds from the parents. You know?
Yeah,
they are willing to
special in her, just like they are
special in
Roseline now.
She's just 6, yes. She's just 6 and her technique is unbelievable. She's playing from the baseline. Some 8-year-old players cannot even play from half of the court. And she is conveniently playing from the baseline at 6 years old.
That's nice.
So there must be something the coach is teaching them. Even me, sometimes I just look, whenever I come up with one technique or the other, use of this technique. But I find out that after about some period, it becomes embedded into their game.
True.
And help them play beyond their age. You know, to the point where even here in Canada, some players are asking, is she really 9? The kind of questions we should be getting from Nigerians. They are asking the same question. Here in Canada, is she really 9? She's playing well for her age. That's this there's this 13-year-old girl who's also playing very well here. That's very fond of her. Telling me this. So, and sometimes when I see the coach is here trying to tell her some things, they talk to her like she's a pro because it looks to them as if she already knows what she wants to do. You know, sometimes the age plays in, she acts somehow, she reacts somehow, but they see a child trying to do what adults do. So it tells so much about KK as a coach.
We will look into speaking with him very soon, and probably maybe in the near future we would work out.
There something he's doing. Nigeria need to see. I must confess to you, if that guy finds his way out of that country, he will not be beneficial to Nigeria again, because he's so calm in his delivery. If he finds his way out of that country, that's the end. Yeah, this is the same guy that coached the current number 1, Mary Love Edward. So there must be something he's doing that other coaches are not doing. I'm not saying other coaches are not good, but he takes his time.
You know, some people are good with kids. They are good in embedding their ideas into kids. Some are good with adults.
That is the most important. That is the most important place in tennis.
Yeah.
Developing a kid to think like a pro.
Catching them
when
young.
If you have done that part, the other job for this other coaches who are going to take over, maybe at the time she turns 13, 14, 15, you have made that person's job very easy.
Because
you understand? Look at her. Every time she's talking technique. You know, when he told me in 2020 that she's going to start talking technique, I was like, let's just get to where we are going. Our target for where she is now was supposed to be when she turns 10.
Wow.
And she's 9, and we have already surpassed
our goals and
target.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking she'd probably be Nigeria number 1 by the time she turns 10 or 11.
Wow.
She's Nigeria number 1 in the natural category at age 9. So that is very private. And find out, like, I asked the technical person in charge. He told me that's the correct ranking. I don't publish a ranking.
Okay.
He told me she's the point number 1 because she won the Aliassime tournament.
Yes.
That was the ranking tournament. Yeah. So.
Okay. In conclusion, because we just have like 2 minutes left. Nana, what would you have to say for upcoming talents like you that that are out there still in Nigeria, or because this is going to go all around the world when we post it and we start marketing it. So what do you have to say? How do you want to encourage the upcoming athletes out there?
Yeah, I want to encourage them to do better than I have done, so they can go places.
Okay, thank you, Roseline, thank you. And to your dad, any word from daddy to the world? Because is also part and parcel of this journey, whether we like it or not. If has always been about the family and everything. I know she comes from a family where tennis is one thing that, they do. and it's one of the things that they've been doing for years, also for generations before her. So what do you have to say? How do you want to encourage those coming up? And secondly, I want to really commend your efforts. I think a lot of people just think of the star. They don't think about the people that build them behind, people that dedicate their time. Because imagine you now, apparently maybe you're working somewhere, you have to devote your time, leave whatever you're doing to come through and stay with her and everything. So first, kudos to you, sir. And in 1 minute, what do you have to say? The final word, sir.
Okay.
Parents, it's a tough job. It's not easy. Every day after school, I have to bring her from school to court. Wow. Spend 4 to 6 hours every day, every single day. Sometimes we just stay at the stadium till we can't see the ball anymore. Because sometimes there's no light, we have to stay there, watch her train. It's a tough job. It's not something you do for 45 minutes and you go home and think.
So for parents, it's a tough job. It's a tough job. It's not easy. It's not something. It's not a walk in the park at all. It's really it affected my job. It's not like it's affecting my job. Or sometimes it does. It affects my job every time. Imagine I quickly do what I needed to do. Thank God I own my business, so I quickly do what I needed to do. Go straight to school because I have to be the one to take her to training. Because I have to make sure that she listens to the coach. It's big for me, the disciplinary aspect. Because I don't want somebody to tell the coach, oh, you can't talk to her like that. You can't. Coach, talk to her the way she would hear you. Speak to her the way she must understand what you are saying. If she's funny, deal with the issues. So I don't want a situation where it will be like, she's a small girl. No, there's no small girls in here. It's a professional career development. You have to grind. You have to be very disciplined as a player. So for parents, don't pamper your kids when you take them to training. It's a tough job. Let them understand the drill. I'm not supposed to say this, but I will say it so that before you hear it elsewhere. She has 2 canes at the stadium, but we don't make use of it. But she has 2 canes. We show her when we need to show her, just a flash. You understand? We let her know that if you don't want this, you have to give us this. So there's so many things. We use Fanta, we use so many things to get to where we are. So it was a tough development from when she started. Yeah. There's no pampering. It was a tough one. Real tough one. And thank God we are here.
Thank you so much, sir.
So when parents say they spend money, it's not about spending money. You can spend the whole world. You can send your kids to the best tennis academy in the world. Think first for a moment. There are other players who also trained with Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, and the rest of them. Where are these guys? They're nowhere. You need to go and see the biodata of some of these players. They are worse than that. They go through things that are worse than what we go through in Africa. True. It's not something you pamper. It's something you have to grind. It's like walking in the village.
Into it, and your devotion and the tenacity of your training and detailing.
Yes.
You rightly said.
Yeah.
You want them to train her like a professional, not just like a young girl. So the tenacity,
of course,
more. Because there's this saying, if you want to accomplish something ordinary, do the ordinary things. But if you want to accomplish something extraordinary, you have to do the extraordinary. Thank you very much for your time. And Nana, Roseline, thank you very much for your time. We wish you all the best. We will continue detailing our growth because we have lots of people in the archive like that because we believe Nigeria is growing. I don't want to say we're behind. We are growing, and
of course we need to grow. We want to start detailing the record of these young champions because we just see them when they grow. We don't have their archive when they are growing. We don't have the stories behind it. So as time goes on, we want to start creating like a portfolio for them when she's 12, when she's 9, the growth process and everything, because we're in a system, or we used to be in a system whereby everybody just think success is
an event. But apparently, like I've come to learn from you now, it's a journey. We have to journey from one place to the other, the training, the rigors, the things going on behind the scene that a lot of people don't know. We just wake up one morning, we just see the star, but we don't know the story behind it, and which is where we come in. We apparently don't get educated enough about the fundamentals of each sport we are in. A lot of people just think it just happens, boom, and all that. Like, for instance, now a lot of Nigerian athletes, I've been trying to track them on social media. Some of them don't even know the importance of social media. They don't even...
I don't joke with it. As you can see, I don't joke with it. It's a German woman gave me an idea of what I should be doing all the time. Those I need to tag and everything. That's how we got the ambassadorial stuff for her. Lucky in Love, that's the organization's name, if I have to mention their names. They are Lucky, it's called Lucky in Love. They're based in Florida. They spend close to her for training and for tournaments. So imagine. So social media is important. Like a lot of people are. What do you? I'm sorry to cut in. I do social media for so many reasons. I do social media for record keeping. Sometimes I look at the old videos, I just laugh. You understand what she was doing, and we thought she was doing wonders 2, 3, 4 years ago. I say, wow. Okay. But so something that that's not her. I say, yes, that's how it started. So social media is very important, very, very, very important. And tournaments, which is what is seriously lacking. We don't have tournaments. Yeah, the tennis players is also trying to bring some tournaments up, and well, it's good, but we want more. We want more. I was speaking to a girl yesterday. Yeah, she just finished one tournament last week. She's going for another next week. I said, wow. She said, yeah, there's so many tournaments. There are even tournaments this week that she should have been, but she's not going because of one reason or that. She needs to do some areas in her technique. I said, that's what we need. You know, she's here right now. She's studying online because that's the life of a tennis player. You have to study online. Go to school. Go to school is very, very important. I don't joke. We don't even joke about education in my family. But tennis as well is also education. That is why I came with 2 laptops. I am ensuring that she studied very well, and we have done that this morning. And the only thing we missed out because of this interview was because of the French class. We missed the French class. We needed to do some French.
I'm so sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry. It's part of everything. So because here we have to speak French. Okay. So we have to study French as well, including me myself. I have to study French. I was good in French when I was but that was then. I'm still struggling right now. So that's just it. Parents should really, really put in a lot of work in everything. It's a tough journey. It's a tough journey.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you very much for your time. I will get back to you at the back end. Thank you. God bless you. And have a good day. Roseline, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you.